and welcome, you marvelous, marvelous minions of the multiverse, to Talking is a Free Action. Hello, I am the Illusionist. I will be your host this evening, and this is our weekly show where we borrow inhabitants of the material plane and put them through a little gauntlet of challenge rooms and questions to see what makes them tick and find out more about them. To what end? Well, who knows? We're not trying to learn all of your secrets to eventually take you over and become the new overlords of the multiverse. No, don't be silly. Don't be silly. Anyway, I hope you're all well this evening and you'll join me in welcoming Hera. Hera, do you want to say hello to everyone? Give them a little wave.
Hi.
Yes.
Hello.
Oh, I love an enthusiastic response. Now, Hera, I understand you may be a little bit confused, so allow me to tell you what's going on. As I said, I represent the Question Masters. My name is the Illusionists. We are your resident benevolent inquisitors, and this here is my Temple of Truth. Now, Hera, I also have reason to believe that you're connected to a higher being from the Real world, someone known as Scarlet. You might not know much about them, but they know about you. Yes, they do. And, I'm hoping that through this process, we may get a little insight into this Scarlet as well. I'm certainly very intrigued. Are you ready to put on a show, my dear? Great.
Yes.
Lovely enthusiasm. Fantastic. Before we begin these trials, of course, we must always give thanks to our wonderful sponsors and supporters and our D20 Club, who are they are just the most delightful. Hera, I don't know if you've come across them, but they're wonderful. They do things like... Sorry, you look like you're going to speak. Did you not realise this is my monologue?
Continue now.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. No, I shouldn't. I should be more welcoming. Would you like to speak, Hera?
No, please continue.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
The D20 Club. They're marvelous. They do things like help us with running a Discord and a wiki, and you can get in contact with them. You can be as marvelous as they are as well if you join. We also have our other sponsors and supporters: Hero Forge, Ultra Pro, Phoenix Dice, Alchemy RPG, Idle Champions, Neverwinter, Elderwood Academy, and D&D Beyond. And also, if you wanted to find us out in this Real world or elsewhere in the multiverse, you can look on your favorite podcasting apps, searching for Roll Together RPG, or even looking upon these places, these demi-planes known as social media. You can find us and Roll Together RPG there as well, although I don't advise it. They're awful, awful places. Full of angry people, usually. Have you been to a social media demi-plane, Hera?
No, it sounds horrifying.
You're not. I heard that occasionally people can find your higher being, Scarlet, on a demi-plane known as TikTok. Is that does that sound familiar to you?
It sounds vaguely familiar. Maybe.
But nothing you would know anything about. No, of course not. No. Well, maybe if people wanted to enjoy content from Scarlet, they could go to TikTok and search for...
The Lady Dark Scarlet, I think.
Maybe.
Apparently I'm on there too. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Well, that's exciting. Kobolds, if you could pop a link in the chat so everyone could find their way there, that would be marvelous. Thank you very much. Now, enough of that. We've had enough waffle. It's time to meet Hera properly. Don't we all agree? I'll take that resounding silence as a yes. Over the next 55 minutes or so, Hera, you shall traverse the Temple of Truth. Behind each door is a challenge to overcome. But remember, at any point, if you decide you couldn't possibly bear to deal with the encounter, the name of the game, indeed, is Talking is a Free Action. Call out that title and you will be whisked away, and you can depart with some delicious, delicious knowledge instead. I will take that as suitable payment. Now, never fear. The powers that I have, even though I am, obviously, omnipotent, beyond belief, beyond anything you could imagine, my powers that bring you here only last for an hour. So, at the end of that hour, you shall be returned exactly where I pulled you from, with no memory at all of what you just experienced. How does that sound?
Terrifying.
Oh, great!
Yeah.
Where was it that I pulled you from? Some idyllic little glade, perhaps, with some mushroom friends, or oh, I know, exploring the city with some bee people and rats. No?
No, it's kind of, I mean, it was at one point, beautiful and idyllic. Not anymore, I'm afraid.
No?
Maybe something happened. A little, destructive, maybe.
Oh, that sounds exciting. What was it?
I believe it's some sort of necromantic, ring of death.
Oh.
A lot of life, sucked away into some sort of ginormous portal. We may have destroyed a very large section of forest and village.
Oh goodness! What power you wield!
Oh, no, we didn't do it. We just couldn't stop it.
Oh, I see. Okay, so you have a lack of power, and that was the problem.
More or less, maybe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I have an interesting question for you, actually, because, again, we are omnipotent, and we never die, and time means very little to us. I do wonder, you are undead, are you not?
More or less, yes.
More or less. How is that?
Well, it can frighten some, but mostly it's like being reborn, which is what we prefer to be called.
Right, okay. She will take out a little notebook and make a little, prefer to be called reborn.
Yeah, it's a new chance of life. Maybe not all in as fleshy as you used to be, but
what is flesh, really?
God, really. Yeah, slightly more skeletal. Little. But once you get used to it, it's okay.
Oh, but what is the biggest difference do you find compared to physically, between being alive and being reborn?
Oh, mostly not really needing to sleep. I think I miss that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Or to eat. I don't eat that much anymore, which is useful. But sleep. I miss sleep.
Oh, that's a shame. Well, I mean, I do have the power to, but it would be very boring for people to watch. So I'm afraid I probably can't help you with that today.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair. Okay, that's fair.
Yeah. Shall we pop into the Temple of Truth?
Sure. Yes. Very well. Okay, as you wish.
The illusionist will guide you towards. This is a large ziggurat-style temple with big silver doors at the front, with sort of strange carvings and swirls. And you put your hand on the door handle. Would you like to roll me a D100, please?
Very well. There we go. That's a 36.
36, you say? That's a good point. I entirely forgot that I'm supposed to ask you in character, whatever that means, about whether you have a D100 on you. The poppet keeps asking people if they have pockets. Do you have pockets?
Yes, I do. I have quite a few in my coat.
Oh, what do you keep in there? Other than a D100, obviously, because everyone keeps a D100 in their pockets.
Of course. The occasional mulch, some dead plants, and sometimes eyeballs.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
nice.
yeah, they're fun. I like those.
So they're not going to be a bit squishy after a while?
That's the fun part. Yep. It's fun to investigate.
Fair enough, fair enough. Well, as you put your hand on the door, it feels like a heavy door, but it just sort of slides open. Do you just step inside, or are you hesitant?
A little timid, but I will go in.
And the illusionist will just sort of stand there with a notebook, kind of watching expectantly.
Are you following or staying out here?
Both.
Go right. Okay.
As you step inside, the doors close behind you of their own accord, and you find yourself in a stately bedroom. Stone walls with fine tapestries draped around, heavy velvet curtains across a large window that actually, looking through it, the windows are actually like door windows, and they lead open onto a good-sized balcony, and there's sort of some nice chairs and a table out on there. Pot plants everywhere, great pot plants, really fancy pot plants.
Nice.
A four-poster bed, swathed in sort of silks and gauze, and there's an ornate mirror and washstand as well. Is this unusual for Hera to be in a room this fancy?
Yes, it makes her physically unsure and slightly shuffles and doesn't know what to touch. Oh, that's nice. That's a nice plant. But mostly very unsure of what to do.
How long would Hera stand there nervously before they actually started feeling confident enough to go and poke and prod, do you think?
It would take a long moment, slightly longer than it should be, until she'll shuffle over, probably to a pot plant, straight to the green.
Of course.
Yep.
And as soon as you reach to touch one of the leaves, the doors that were solid silver before are now the same size, but ornate wood instead. Now that you turn around, you notice them. They slam over, and a halfling woman flusters in. Oh, thank goodness you're here. Lady Lariel Silverhand is so excited for this state ball tonight, and oh my goodness, we have heard tell of your legendary seamstress skills. We cannot wait to see the outfit that you have prepared for her to wear this evening. You have got it, right?
Let me just check the wardrobe.
Oh, of course. Right, I've got some other things to prepare. I think she'll be back in about 20 minutes. So, I can't wait to see it. I'm sure she's going to look a dream. Have fun! And she'll bustle out.
Okay. Instantly goes to the wardrobe.
As you open the wardrobe, this all looks like really standard clothes, nothing that would be ball worthy. I mean, Lady Laurel Silverhand is a noblewoman, and you know, the ruler of Waterdeep. So there are some like the Faerunian equivalent, the fantasy equivalent of some really nice suits, like that a politician might wear. But there's a couple of things with shoulder pads, but they feel on the side of practical rather than showy or for an occasion. So there's nothing that's actually going to help you there, unless you want to start shredding stuff apart.
Okay, I'm just gonna have a quick check to see if I have anything that could. I don't think a noble lady would want acid splashed all over to make some sort of strange.
Here's your outfit, acid splash.
It's really in fashion. Okay. What do the bed sheets look like?
I mean, they're plush. They're satin.
I'm going to take one of the plain suits out. Okay. I'm going to grab one of the bed sheets and try and combine the two to make some sort of shawled type hooded cape type thing to go over it to make it look like something.
What kind of how skilled do you think Hera is at that? Are you using any sort of sewing skills that she's acquired over the years? Are you like tying knots? Are you what kind of skill do you think you're tapping into here?
Well, Hera's very tatty and like noticeably tatty, and she's a gardener, if anything, so she's going to have trouble, and it's just like it's panic. It's panic wrapping and okay. I mean, if any of the fancy pot plants have nice buds or flowers on them, she may try to interpret them. Something maybe like something for the front here. Just still panicked. Just mostly panicked.
Sure. Do you want to call this I guess either a sleight of hand or some kind of crafty kind of physical? It could be in a weird way, could be acrobatics because or athletics to kind of like pull stuff together and keep it together, or sleight of hand, or just like a straight up performance check to be like, yes, Emperor, these are your clothes.
Going to do a sleight of hand, I think. Ooh, almost higher. Oh, that's a 12. That's a 12.
Great. What do you think is the last thing that Hera adds to the outfit? Do you think it's the plants, or
it will be it will be any kind of flower? So it tends to be some sort of arrangement just to flourish out the front.
I think what you find is there are around the room there are these beautiful, very elven style pots with long, elegant plants in, and then on her dresser there is a very simple, still quite elegant but simple, small pot plant that just has a few, like the elven equivalent of daisies, like large daisies. And these might be what you grabbed to incorporate. And as Lariel walks in, you hear the doors thunk, and she sort of bustles in, but not in the same way that the chambermaid bustled in, but she sweeps, all elegance, and with the assurance of someone who knows is not unkind or rude, but knows other people are there to sort of sort things out for her day. So she's not necessarily come in to stare directly at you. She's come in and is like taking a glove off, and sort of fussing her hair slightly, and then just turns and looks and clocks you and does a double take. And starts to look at the outfit. Are those... Where did you get those? Pointing directly at the flowers that you've used.
Oh, I thought they would compliment you and your skin tone.
Yes. Yes. Acquired by a dear friend. Those flowers for me. One that I've not seen in a long time. Out of the water now. Never mind. You just as she's sort of, you can feel things getting colder and colder as she's taking in this outfit. You just hear behind you and suddenly notice a little notebook appear by your shoulder. Anytime you like. Talking Everything is a free action. Anytime you want. All this can carry on.
I'm okay for now, thank you.
All right. Fair enough. Lariel will continue. And, what is this? This is my outfit for the ball, is it?
Yes. I was told to, assemble something for you. I thought it would be, a little different. And, with the flowers.
No, I'm sorry. You weren't told to assemble something for me. I requested your skills, which came at quite a highly recommended skills, and I've paid quite a considerable amount of gold dragons for this. That you've clearly just taken my own clothes and combined them with my bed sheets.
Yes, I did.
Right. I'm afraid you're going to have to pay me the money back and leave my premises immediately.
No, of course. My apologies. I'm dreadfully embarrassed. I shall leave now.
My money?
I'm going to search my do I have any money on me?
Would you have had any money on you beforehand?
Oh.
Then no.
Oh!
Anytime you want.
Believe I was to be paid after the viewing to see if you liked it or not. Because obviously a skill is a skill. But
No,
your preference is more important.
I believe I was told that you requested payment in full in advance to cover the costs of materials.
Yes. I changed my mind. Since I haven't met you before, and I didn't know your preferences, and I just, yeah.
No, but you still have my money.
Ah, yes. They may have been left with some sort of underling who handles the money. I do not have them on my person. You are free to search my robes, although you might find some mulch in the pockets.
Bertha? Yes, my lady. Oh my goodness, what is that?
Da-da!
What? My lady Silverhand, I am so sorry about all this. This person came to us highly recommended. You get out here! Get out! Leave right now! And she'll grab a pillow and start wafting at you. It's almost like she'd not noticed that you were undead before.
Mm-hmm.
But now the tides have turned slightly, and she's unfortunately treating you as if you are more of a threat than you perhaps are, and is a bit concerned about that. Out! And we'll start thumping you with a cushion.
Hands up, trying because I know Silverhand is quite powerful, and I will just back up and leave the room as quickly as possible without showing any kind of dangerous behavior or stance.
I think you end up getting bustled out of the doors that you came in, and weirdly, you end up back outside the temple again.
Mm-hmm.
And the illusionist is just a little baffled. Oh. Well, that's never happened. You're supposed to go further into the temple.
I was pushed out. I was told to leave, so I came out the door.
Oh, so you didn't... Right, okay. So the idea is that you go through the temple, and the idea is to convince... Oh dear, maybe I need to rewrite it so it's clearer. The idea is to convince Lady Silverhand. No. Please, Lady Silverhand. No. How would you word it?
Try not to die.
Well, I suppose you did that. That is successful then.
I mean, you could have warned me.
About
that
what?
There was a sea mistress. I'm not very talented. Look at my robes.
Well, I thought that was just the look you were going for.
Oh, no, this is my fashion sense.
Oh, okay. Well, it takes all sorts. That's fine. Good for you.
Thank you.
I'm sorry. I didn't realize that would be... Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Oh, no. That's the first person who's failed a room without calling for talking as a free action. I've never had anyone fail a room before. Oh, no. Does that mean... You must not breathe a word of this to the puppet or the fae. Do you understand me?
I have no idea who those are, so of course I won't. I promise.
Good.
Yep.
Good. I think what we ought to do is you're going to say talking is a free action, and then we'll carry on, and then I can pop you in front of the door as if you succeeded it, and all will be fine. Do you agree?
Yes. Talking is a free action.
Phew. Hi, Scarlet.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Okay, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. Welcome to our Silly Nonsense Talk Show. Thank you for putting in the effort to come as Hera, not just as yourself with Hera's voice.
No, that's kind of my thing, my shtick. If I can dress up as a character, I'm going to.
Absolutely, and why not? It's great. I love the you got the makeup and the wig, and I know we chatted about it before, but you do all your TikTok videos as your characters as well.
Yes, as much as I can. I mean, I need to work on the armors and stuff, but I can get the makeup and the wigs right. That's all you need for TikTok, really.
Yeah. What characters have you been working on armor for?
Oh, it is. I wish to bring one of my favorite clerics to TikTok, and I need to look into cleric armor, but that's expensive, so it will be research for a while before I can make it happen. And I need to buy some new horns.
A
Mm-hmm.
horned cleric.
A horned cleric of the grave.
Nice. What are you talking, like plate mail or ring mail, chain mail?
I like plate mail, but it has to be, because it's cleric of the grave, it has to be themed. So anything with the pretty skulls or something like that, or raven little scullies or something like that. It's going to take a lot of accessorizing.
Or getting really used to carving latex foam.
I've never actually done that. I really need to.
Well, much cheaper than metal.
Less clunky.
Yeah. Well, we are here in the chat segment, and I have rolled a number. Let me pull up my questions. Okay. Let's talk D&D.
Yes.
It's a thing that people play.
It is.
Sometimes.
Yes. Yeah. Well,
people enjoy it, so I hear. In D&D, obviously, we have skill proficiencies. Which skill would you most like proficiency in real life?
Oh, now I myself would probably want something to do with acrobatics, because I am extremely clumsy in real life. Extremely clumsy, like on a scary level. If there's oxygen, I shall fall over it.
Okay, that is a skill.
Right. Or persuasion. Because I'd love to have a more silver tongue. I'd trip over my words.
Please do what I ask, please.
But I'm so convincing. Yeah.
I think, honestly, in the future, maybe just try it without the... that's a good starting point,
right,
at the very least.
Yeah, I should note that down.
Top tips. So, okay, so if you would want to be more acrobatic or more persuasive, what do you think out of the classic D&D skills is Scarlet's real life top skill?
Probably insight.
Sneaky.
I can.
They're sneaky.
Oh, so sneaky. I'm not. It's probably more insight. I don't know. I mean, I would say Arcana, but
I mean,
brushing up magic, I don't know.
That can work in the real world. I know plenty of people who are witches.
I mean, I'm that way inclined, but
I am witchly inclined.
So
love
that's
that.
how I shall continue to describe myself in that manner now.
Would you be witchly? Witchingly?
Witchingly?
I don't know grammar.
Nah, not do I. It's fine. Just make it up. Just that normally.
I am of a
people.
witching persuasion.
I'm a witchling. Hello.
Lovely stuff. Great. Yeah. I can say I can. I mean, I can also see insight as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
go.
Yeah, very nice. Very nice. All right. You've been saved from the weirdness with the illusionist by answering a question, and
Yes.
we'll back inside.
Mhm.
You find yourself in L'Ariel's rooms, and you find the question master and the illusionist stood there next to you. The mirror, there was a tall standing mirror that was there, looks like it now has a door handle on it, and you can step right through. The illusionist will pause and say, just before you go through, if you could, out of magic, out of thin air, create an outfit for the Lady Silverhand, what would it look like? Skill no obstacle.
Probably based off a lily of some kind. I think she'd look very elegant.
Oh, Lily, it's because of the death thing.
Yes, sure. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
no, I understand. They're very elegant as well. Yes, but
Yeah.
because of the death thing.
Yes. Yes. I think it would suit her. Not because of the death thing, but
Okay, sure.
the shape. I think it would look beautiful on her.
Very good, very good. Well, and she'll do a gesture, and this beautiful, elegant dress that looks inspired by lilies will just sort of manifest on a mannequin in front of you. Yeah, well done. I think that will do quite nicely.
That's very pretty.
Is that not
Well
what you
done.
were after?
No, it's exactly what I imagined. You're very good at that.
I am the illusionist. It is par for the course, my dear. Now, onwards.
Yep, very well.
Would you roll me that D100 again, please?
Very well. 78.
A 78, you say?
Yes.
Ooh, interesting. Wait, no, that's the wrong tab. I have the wrong tab.
No.
A new 78. Lovely. Okay.
Mhm.
So, as you step into this room, you find that the air quality changes. It goes from being perfumed to cover up the city air to you start smelling the kind of rural woody smells that Hera's a bit more accustomed to. That may be a comfort, perhaps. You're in a small thatched hut, thatched roof hut, and in the center, it's probably the smell that hits you first, but then you sort of open your eyes and notice, right in the center, keeping up all appearances and stereotypes, is a hag toiling over a cauldron containing, and that they're just stirring and stirring. Hello, Hera. Welcome. In you come. In you come. Sorry, it's Hera. Hera. I don't know why I said Hera.
It's okay.
There's some person called Nat that I need to tell off. Hera, come. As you,
Thank you.
close the door behind you, the weird mirror door, it just blends into the wall of this wattle and daub hut, completely disappearing. Now then, I hope you're well and up for a little bit of a moral quandary.
Of course.
tell me, my dear, who is the person in the entire world that you are closest to?
Oh. Well, the person I was closest to has recently fallen. Rex. My friend Rex.
You just get the illusionist will suddenly walk through the wall and say, no, this is all wrong. No, this is not the time. Right, you, shoot. Honestly, goodness me, the hag sort of goes, oh, all right. And the illusionist will say, I am so sorry, Hera. That was not that's not the right timing for this kind of... Roll that dice again. Roll it. You hag, leave. Oh, okay, but I have the antidote. No, leave.
Rolling. 66.
I'm sure that one will be better. Let's see. Right, yes, good. You, in all of the confusion, you sort of see in the cauldron, the surface of the water reveals another room that's entirely empty, but has a chair in it. And as you're looking at the chair and you sort of tilt your head, what is that? You suddenly find yourself in the room with a chair, with a door on the other side, and that's it.
Oh. I'll just stand there. Hera wouldn't sit in it until she's asked.
I think time passes for a little bit. Again, it's that, like, how long does Hera wait before touching the plant? It's like, how long does Hera wait with nothing happening before they go and do anything?
It takes a while. She's like, oh, okay. And goes and looks at the chair before anything else. It's a nice chair. I guess I'll sit in it. Meekly, like, okay.
Yeah. It's nice. It's just a bit of a plain chair, and nothing happens. You're just sat in the chair. Eventually, the illusionist will waft out of the wall again, and sort of gussy up. Be like, sorry, had to deal with that hag. That was going nowhere good. How are you getting on with the chair room?
It's a lovely chair.
Hmm.
No riddles, no tasks in this one.
No, sorry. Yes, I actually I ran out of time. It's really difficult, coming up with countless rooms to entertain and challenge people. So I thought maybe for this one we could just have a little sit down. How are you finding that, the sitting down thing? I hear that it's something that humanoids like to do.
It's lovely. Thank you very much. It's very kind of you. I appreciate it.
You don't sound very convinced of that.
No. I mean, where's your chair? Would you like to sit with me? Can you sit? Is that comfortable for you?
Would it make you more comfortable if I do?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. I can sit. And a chair will she'll put her hand out and a chair will sort of just grow out of it. And she'll sit.
Are you okay with this? Is this okay for you?
It's a little dull, isn't it?
I mean, it's a moment of rest, I suppose. It's nice.
Maybe we ought to, while we're waiting, talking is a free action. Hello, Scarlet. I feel like we should talk about how the Seeds of Defiance finale one-shot went.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep.
Yep. How'd it go for you?
It was... in a few directions, it was going to be very emotional for Hera. It was either going to be go against
her mother or something else horrible happened, and it did happen, and it was very emotional for her, and I worry for her stability after.
Because before there was no concerns about her stability at all.
Oh, absolutely not. Had a little bit, maybe a little bit, but she seems to have a very family-based core, and people close to her are extremely important. And when something happens to them, that's an interesting route to take to see how she's going to take it. I look forward to, if I get the chance, that would be very fun.
What was, were you kind of going in expecting, what was it that you were expecting going into the, because obviously couldn't finish Seas of Defiance at the time, so coming in to do the one shot, I'm not privy to Sean's plans. Was this the ending that was always planned, or did he rejig things or zhuzh them up for this as a one shot?
I'm not entirely sure. I think he might have reconfigured a little bit, but we were expecting a fight between the Grove Mother, and that obviously we sided with her in the end. So it was, yeah, it was like, oh god, she needs help. Okay, it was very shifted. Like, oh god,
is she maybe good after all? Still hard to say, but
yeah, it's one of those good and bad at the same time. Okay, we'll stay on her good side for now.
Fair enough. Yeah. Did you how was it having, because I know obviously we originally saw Hera in Viscous Cycle, and Sean did prod at you going like, oi, I tried to include bits of Hera's backstory and you just went like, nope. But not from a like, oh, I don't want to do this kind of way, just in a, it makes sense for the character for her to just say no.
It was a, hey, Hera could have definitely spoke to her more. Didn't make sense at the time. It's just like, no, we're doing something. She'll take the phone call later.
I am busy, mother. Thank you.
I'm busy.
Yes.
I'll call you later.
It's just one of those moments. It didn't feel natural. So I was like,
yeah. How was it then going into this one, knowing that it would be specifically no hiding from it this time about Hera and their backstory?
Well, a big chunk of Hera's past was obviously not there. Like, I didn't quite understand exactly how things were going to be. It was I left a big chunk of it like, let's work on it together or surprise me. So it was fun to get to know who she was before being reborn. A little glimpse. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, I like doing that as well, like giving a DM like, here's my thoughts, but also I've left a couple of things vague and open for you to fill in and surprise, especially for a reborn with the sort of the certain memories that you've lost. It's kind of good in a way that the player, if the player doesn't know, then the DM can get that genuine surprise reaction from you.
Yeah, I love working with my DMs like that. Like, you're naturally working together, and like you can both be like, it's more fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
And probably more fun to watch too.
Yeah, I think so. I enjoy it. Is that when you make characters in general? I'm going off piste. I'm asking questions without rolling a dice. I have the power though, so it's okay. Okay. All right then, Nat. Sure. I have the power. When you are looking at like making characters, is that something specifically you look for? Is that what stuff can I throw over to the DM, or do you occasionally get too excited and you're like, and this is my character, and this is where they were born, and this is what their parents and their siblings, and this is what they did when they were like a teenager, and then they went to this place, and then have you ever got carried away?
I do have a habit of saying, hey DM, let's make the character sheet together so we can talk through certain possibilities as we figure out things. It's like, I want this, I want it like that, and I want these powers. Can we make that happen? And then we'll walk through it together. I do it with Josh all the time because he DMs me a lot, and I'm just like, can we work on this together? Okay. And as we're doing it, we'll just say, oh, well, we definitely can have that. What do you think? Oh, yeah, that's really good. But That I love doing that. I love it. It's so much fun. And I am a huge culprit of character secrets from the other players. I'm massive into that. I love that. My bread and
As
butter.
in, like, giving other players, like, messaging them privately and saying, here is a secret about my character that you know, or asking them.
I don't know. It'll be like, hey DM, can I have this secret agenda that none of the other people know about? Yes, you can. Oh, awesome. It'd be...
Yeah.
I'm terrible at that, but I love it.
Yeah. I loved. We had that recently in Nexus, which Josh was in, but I ran, and Evie messaged me specifically to be like, "Could I be a spy?" And I was like, "Yes, you can." And then the first episode, she was like, "My character is definitely not a spy."
That's when you get way too excited. You're like, "That's a thing." You have to control that urge, but yeah. I understand it. I completely understand it.
So what was it particularly when you were creating Hera and you were looking through the character sheet and you were going, I want this little bit and this little bit, this little bit. Was it like the Reborn that you started with, or was it the Warlocking that you started with?
I think it was the Reborn. And then it was like, oh, how can I make a Warlock sort of related to that? And Sean was like, well, there's a Grave Mother you can have. And I was like, well, tell me more. That's
Give me the dark and spoopy, please.
Yes, much more spoop. More spoop. Yes.
Multiple spoop.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I do love a spoopy.
There is a trend I've noticed in your characters for a little bit of spoop.
Yeah, I'm the Gothic persuasion naturally, so I do love a spooper.
I do occasionally do a goth.
A slight goth.
Oh, fair enough. Is that do you, because I know you play a lot of Vampire the Masquerade. Do you ever find yourself going, oh, I wish I could play these characters in D&D, or do you find it distinct enough? Especially, I mean, I guess for us, we play specifically in Faerun rather than homebrew campaigns. Do you sit there going, oh boy, I wish Faerun was more gothy spoopy, or are you quite happy with like, no, when I'm in that vibe I play this, and when I'm in that vibe I play this?
I think since the two games can be exceedingly separate with their themes, and I can separate the two. I completely separate the characters. Like I can play a very boss vampire, but in D&D I'll be like, no, I'll just be the support in the background with the spook magics. It's cool. But I've never really played a vampire in D&D before. I don't have the urge, to be fair.
Fair.
Yeah. Very separate vibes.
Masquerading all of those urges away.
Yep.
I have
on
roles.
spoopy vampire. I can go a lot lighter in D&D. I can be the sweetie or something.
And Hera is a sweetie.
Thank you.
I have randomly generated a number for questions. And the question that I have pulled, official questions, not just me being like, tell me your secrets, is if you suddenly had to give a 20-minute presentation on something that wasn't related to D&D or your job, what would you pick?
Vampire Masquerade, 100%.
I would count that as like TTRPGs. TTRPGs in general are off the table.
Oh, but the Lord! Vampire Masquerade is so rich. I can talk about it for hours, and I do.
Great. I'm so pleased for you. Basically, this question is, do you have any weird things that you are weirdly knowledgeable on?
Probably certain comic book characters.
Oh, yeah.
Like I have a couple of obsessions that I tend to veer towards, like the Sandman, especially with the show that came out. So the Death character from Sandman is one of my favorites, and I constantly wear jewelry to
I've got the
represent
little
my love for her. I could probably talk about her for quite a while.
She's so cool.
Just so cool and so warm. Just like a warm, lovely, spoopy goth lady. And I think
Yeah.
that's probably what I wish to be in my normal life.
That's my confession is I've yet to get around to actually reading the Sandman graphic novels, but I listened to the Dirk Maggs produced audio drama as season 1, and obviously I've watched the TV series. But I love her as well. Such a great character, and both versions that I've experienced with, I think in the audio drama they had Kat Jennings play Death. So she's got quite a very specific voice that's like really young sounding and a little bit nasal. And then I cannot for the life of me remember the name of the actress that played her in the TV series, which is Bad Me.
I've forgotten her name too, but she played that character. She played her perfectly.
So good.
Like the smile, just the warmth, and then a smile. It was like, oh, perfect, done. Yeah. Lovely, love it. Yeah,
Nailed it.
100%. Just with that, just a smile. Like, yeah, there she is.
So that would be it. Would it be Sandman in general that you give a 20-minute presentation on, or just Death in Sandman?
Just Death, probably.
Just Death.
I mean, I do love Sandman, but probably just Death, just because me like simping over the character. Probably. I really like her. That'd be me. Yeah.
Marvelous. Well, we've chatted. We've chattered on away on said
crikey.
words. Let's scoot you back into the So we find the Illusionist and Hera sitting on chairs, and for Hera it feels like it feels like maybe like 10 minutes has passed. Would you have sat there in silence, or would you have tried to engage the Illusionist in any kind of conversation?
We tried to engage.
She would have been sat there sort of taking notes and looking furious about the near encounter with the hag.
Are you okay?
Yes. It's all fine.
I'm not questioning your abilities, but you do look stressed. And well, since we're sitting it, if you need to talk, please feel free. You know,
Stressed?
I understand. Yes.
That's very sweet of you, dear, but I can't get stressed because I'm all powerful.
I mean, your powers are amazing. All of this. It is. Well, my mind is blown.
Oh, good.
But
that's the idea.
Yes. Well, you've done it. Well done. I have a little experience with powerful beings, so if you wish to talk, please feel free.
Well, yes, your patron.
Yes.
Tell me more about the Grave Mother. How that came to be.
Well, my memories are slightly spotty of my life before, but I worked with her as a gardener, and I looked after her particular plants and her gardens, and it was my love. That was my life until I wasn't alive anymore, and she gave me the gift of coming back.
See, that's interesting. I believe that's quite unusual, isn't it, for people of your abilities, that you actually knew your patron beforehand.
Yes.
And it
Yes,
was
I did.
sort of quite a solid relationship beforehand then.
Well, sort of. I mean, I come to think of her more of a motherly figure. I'm not entirely sure she's happy with that all the time, but the very acknowledged being, and I appreciate that. I like to learn.
Yes. What was your favourite plant to work with beforehand? Or now? I noticed your interest in the plants in the Lariel room.
Yes. Anything from herbs to mulch to anything interesting. Did you know she created a snapdragon?
Oh,
It was beautiful, and the engineering behind it was quite magnificent.
engineering.
Granted, we destroyed it, because it attacked us, but it was
Oh.
beautiful.
Well, that's nice. That's what I think as well. You know, if you're going to send creatures after people to try and kill them, you may as well make them visually pleasing, you know?
Yep, very visually pleasing.
Good.
Terrifying, but beautiful.
Oh, interesting. Interesting. Terrifying but beautiful. We'll go back to the notes. Terrifying but beautiful. Well, look, I don't mean to rush you, but we are starting to run out of time, and it would be nice if we could maybe go through another room before I have to send you back. So did you want to... We'll just waft at the door.
Oh, of course, I'm sorry. Okay. Gets up and it's towards. Okay.
You just grab the door handle and open it.
Yep.
As you touch the doorknob, the entire door starts to grow teeth and just goes on your arm. And the illusionist behind you will go, it was a mimic! You see, the room was empty, but the door was a mimic!
Yeah, I can see that, yeah. Do you mind if I destroy it? It's
Well,
trying to eat me.
Well, how would you deal with it? Go on, I want to see.
Eldritch Blast.
I will try to Eldritch Blast into its mouth.
Yeah, lovely. But remember what level Hera is. How many Eldritch Blasts do you get?
I think I get 2. Yes, 2. Right
Lovely.
into its mouth, if possible.
Well, your hand is in its mouth. So that could... What,
Casting's fine.
what does Hera's Eldritch Blast look like?
A very sickly green beam, basically.
Nice.
Mhm,
So yeah, two beams just sort of split out from behind, like through the door's back of the door, and the whole thing just sort of rips apart with a no noise.
You could have warned me.
No, that was the point.
Is it?
Well, yes, you didn't check the door.
Oh God, not normally my job. I should have checked. Ugh. Okay. Is
Are
it
you
safe to
all
go
right?
through now?
Oh yes, absolutely. It would be quite funny if it was another mimic, though, wouldn't it?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Makes a note. Not funny if it's a second mimic. All right, fair enough. There is sort of just an archway in the wall. Through you go then. Go on, roll me one last dice.
Okay.
61.
61.
61.
Lovely. So you notice as well, by the way, that the pain and the wounds from having the jaws of this mimic clamped down on your arm just sort of fade away. Just over time, like your skin just returns to what it was before, and the pain similarly just kind of oozes away as if it was naught but a dream. And your hand feels fine. You've taken no damage. And you head through this archway. And oh no, I've scrolled and I broke it. No. There we go.
Up the archway.
You walk through an archway and you realize you're sort of heading down a bit of a corridor. And as you turn the corridor, as you turn the corner of this corridor, the corridor continues, and at the far end of it, you see yourself. And then you realize actually that it's a large mirror that's just reflecting the corridor and yourself back at you.
Hera is a little uncomfortable with seeing her visage.
Oh.
Yes. Doesn't necessarily look at her rotty flesh very much.
Okay.
Slowly goes towards it, just trying to hide a little bit more in her hood.
The reflection of Hera opposite you gets closer as you do.
What am I... Do I have to look at it?
Oh, well,
Uh,
well, the idea is to get past the mirror, but is this a... Are you all right?
does it have to be a mirror?
Well, it's kind of part of the puzzle. It could be a portrait if you prefer, but it would sort of function in exactly the same way.
All right.
You could always say the words.
Talking is a free action.
Hello, Scarlet.
Oh.
We'll save Hera from the poor discomfort of looking at her own visage. That's really sad.
Yeah.
Oh, we are really close to the end of time that we've got anyway. So I'm gonna roll a number, and it's gonna be a super quick speed round.
Ah.
Speed round. Number 48. Okay. No, I scrolled the wrong way. No, speed round, Natalie. Get it together. Outside of TTRPGs, do you play video games, board games, or LARP?
I play video games and board games, but I do not LARP. I wish I did. It looks fun.
It does look fun. Yeah, I've never had a chance to either. What video games have you been playing recently?
Last video game I played was Cyberpunk 2077. I do like that.
Nice.
I love a good RPG. I love it. Where I can make my own choices and romance who I wish. I love it.
Let me kiss them all.
I wish to smooch. Press extra smooch. Now.
Oh no, that's a very different game. Press X to smooch.
Oh, okay. Definitely have more games in there. I would buy them all.
What about board games? What's top board games that you like to play?
House on Haunted Hill I enjoy.
So good. Betrayal at House on Hill.
That's the one. Big pun.
Yes.
Pandemic. Even though, you know, I've never beaten it, but I do enjoy it.
Really?
Yeah, I do enjoy Pandemic. It's
Have
fun.
you never beaten it?
Never beaten it. Never beaten it.
Well,
Driven us all crazy, but never beaten it.
are you starting it out on the most ridiculous difficulty?
No. It's just. I don't know. I mean, maybe we do. Maybe we do. But
That sounds like bad luck, bad card draw luck to me.
Yeah. But it is fun. I really do enjoy that. And I get super like, no, I have to beat it next time.
Yeah. Fair enough. I approve of all of these options. That was a speed round, so we move back into Hera's body. But as Hera realizes where they are, they're no longer in front of a mirror. They're in front of a silvery, swirling portal that stands in front of it, and the illusionist is there with the notepad and says, "Well, Hera, I think we've all learned a lot today, and we definitely didn't see any silly old mirrors. No, just this lovely portal."
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
Not at all. Not at all. Now, don't let anyone say that I'm not a good host that takes care of my hosties. Right? You had a good time.
Yes. You know, I did, to be honest. Thank you for having me, whatever this is. I appreciate it.
Good. Well, you're very welcome. You can come back anytime, but probably not for a while. We should probably get other people on because I mean, you're lovely, but the audience don't want to see you every week, unless maybe no, never mind. We need to give everyone else a chance as well. But this was
That's
really
fair.
nice.
You can come and visit me whenever you like, if you wish.
Oh, You know, I never thought of doing that. The material plane always seems so dull.
Oh,
Maybe I will.
if you ever want to talk about plants or whatever, or just take some time so you're less stressed, you can.
You know, I'm not really a plant person. When you can see everything for the atoms that it's made up of, then plants and people are all much the same.
I can see that. Yup. Well, if you ever get lonely or need time, come say hi.
Is that an offer of... Now, what do they call it? Flick through notes. A friendship?
A friendship, yes. If you like.
Interesting. I bet the Fae doesn't have a friendship. Ah! The Poppet probably does. Everyone wants to be friends with him. Ugh. Anyway. Hera, I'm afraid it is time for you to leave. As promised, you'll be returned to exactly the point at which you left, with no memory at all of this ever happening. So if I do come and say hello, it might be a little strange, I suppose.
That's okay, I'm used to it.
No, or I suppose I could. Maybe I could. I did hear the Fae tried to give people memories before. That's just like her. Maybe I can do it too. Maybe. She'll just bop you on the nose with the pencil. We'll see how that works. Maybe you might remember something. I don't know. Except I do know, because I'm all powerful. Anyway, thank you everyone for joining us for Talking is a Free Action. You will find us here Fridays, 6 till 7 p.m. BST this time of year, and on Mondays and Tuesdays we stream our D&D games or documentaries. We can follow the adventures of people just like Hera. Currently on Mondays we're alternating between there's a long-running documentary, something called Fracture. And every other week we'll also be playing a game that is DM'd by someone called Mike. So keep an eye out for that as well. And on Tuesdays, we started streaming some of the back catalogue of documentaries. So if you didn't see them the first time round, you might be able to join in and watch them this time. It might be, I think it's something about seas and swords and being forsaken at the moment, perhaps. Keep an eye out for those. All of this streams at twitch.tv/rolltogetherrpg, and the VODs are available immediately after the stream to catch up, or you can find all of our content on YouTube a few days later, and don't forget, you can also enjoy them as a podcast. Hello, podcast listeners. Thanks again to our D20 Club on Patreon. You're all marvellous people. Aren't they marvellous, Hera?
Very.
Yes, good. And if you'd like to support us, you could join them and do so from as little as one of your local currencies per month. Thank you again to all of our sponsors and supporters. Hera, you may now enter the final portal. And as you go to step in, you notice above it, there's some strange glyphs that as you look at them sort of form the words, always stay classy at the table.